even in straight relationships, if umama no baba they were married and then they are divorced and then there is someone kuba jealous somewhere somehow.
I got my first born, which is Zama, my daughter, when I was 15 years old.
Hey, Lintwana Lena, we don't want to chill with him anymore because he's got gay dads. How can he chill with us? Meaning he's also gay, you know? And one thing that I would also like to add is that we have a beautiful relationship with the mother of the kids.
Ukuthi manje sizonishadisa kanjani? Ubani umakoti, ubani umkhwenyana.
Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Munches and Thoughts. My name is Phathanani, I am your chef, and I've got my beautiful friends today. Darlings, good day.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
We couldn't you.
Guys, nanizoni fun again. And then kanjani mara.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Uthando ne?
Yeah.
Let me not waste time causing ngisafuna ukwazi kabanzi ngothando. Please introduce yourself to those who don't know you. Who are you? Where are you from? And what's special about you?
Wow. My name is Calvin Nkosi. I live in Midrand with my beautiful family and my husband. Together we are Gift and Carl. And what is special about us is we advocate love, we advocate family, especially in a diverse space.
He said it all. My name is Gift Nkosi. I am Calvin's husband. I'm an accountant. I'm a businessman. And we also have a production company called Gift and Cal Productions. So we do styling, we do, a lot of things. But yeah, more than anything, we are a big family, a family that supports, one another, and we love each other. Yeah.
Today it's all about love,
yes.
The beauty, especially in the same-sex community. I love these people. I love you deeply because when I look at you all the time, I just when am I finding my number one? But on that note, today we are talking about, it's all about family in LGBTQI plus community. So there are a lot of things that will come because there's love, family. You just mentioned that you've got a big, beautiful family that you stay with and your husband. And some of my questions, they will come from your show because I watch your show. So I pick some of the things there and there. As I start, I want to know, coming out to your kids, because you were married before or you had a partner, baby mama, what drama. Yeah. So, but it's not about baby mama. It's about you because you've got a son and the daughter. Yes. So I want to understand before I come to your husband, but everyone can talk. Okay. How was it you coming out to your son? Because remember, every time it's us coming out to our parents, but now a parent coming out to the son. How was it?
Wow.
I never came out to anyone. I just lived my life. I got my first born, which is Zama, my daughter, when I was 15 years old. I was still finding myself, trying to find my sexuality. And, as a teenager, you just, being enticed by a lot of things and peer pressure and so forth. So I got my firstborn when I was 15. And at home, because I grew up in a Christian family, my father is a pastor and my mother was also an assistant pastor. So I was then told that now that you are a father, you cannot leave your family. Once you are a father, you must have a wife. Now, because you have a child, you must now take, the responsibility of this child and this woman. And 2 years later, I then got my son, which is Siyabong. So I got my children when I was still a teenager because of being told by parents that once you impregnate a girl, you now have to step up and become a father and take responsibility. So you can imagine now I grew up with them because when I was 15 and 17, just before I finished matric, I had 2 kids already, So I grew up with my kids. So I never used to hide myself to them. And whoever that came into my life, because after my second born, I then went to varsity or to tertiary or post-school education, and then I became, independent. Yeah. That's when I got now to be liberated on becoming who I am. So then my parents got to understand that who am I exactly when I moved to post-school education, because that's when I started becoming myself and, accepting myself. You see, people that are, educated about sexuality and so forth, yes. So I never came out. I just lived my life and I was open to my kids to tell them how I feel. So it was a day-to-day process, because if they ask me, who is so-and-so, I say, oh, this is Daddy's boyfriend. How, is that your boyfriend? Okay. Then I get to educate them step by step. Oh, then why are you having a boyfriend? I said, no, Daddy's sexuality is different. He is in love with the same sex.
Do you know how many people they will learn from this story? But coming to your husband now. Gift.
Yes.
Tell me, you enter into a marriage with Carl, ne? And you find this old kid. He just mentioned that he's you understand? Now you are going to the marriage with this man who's got kids, 2 kids that are adult, that he's been teaching them, okay, there is this and this and this. Then now there is you coming there. Into the picture. You understand? And as a man, remember there is a man who is a son and there's a woman who is a daughter. So you can imagine the love Carl and the kids they have. And then now you come. Awuzange ufile any intimidated about abantwana? Like, how was it?
For me, as you know, my husband has just said, Uguti, when he grew up nabantwana bakhe, So for me, it was very easy. They accepted me. And I remember I met my husband when Sebong was 16. And I remember it was his 16th birthday. And they were so welcoming, bang welcome. Even my mother-in-law was so loving and welcoming. So I felt that, that love, it wasn't that difficult. And they never even gave me an attitude and whatsoever. They understood, Uguti, I'm coming here as a partner, And I thank you for that, for teaching them the respect and, for them to understand the kind of life that you were living, So it wasn't, it was easy for me. It wasn't difficult.
And you know why the question? Because even in straight relationships, if mama no baba, they were married and then they divorced and then there is someone, kuba ne jealous somewhere somehow, you understand? So you can imagine now us, because we can't take that away. We are not 100% accepted. Yeah. And again, when it comes to kids, they are facing a lot of challenges at schools.
Absolutely.
Bullying with your parents and this and this. But anyway, let me read this story. Growing up with gay parents, a very large body of social science research going back decades has documented the vital and unique role of mothers and of fathers in childhood development. So basically here, remember now that you are same sex, you're raising kids. And then everywhere, people they talk corridors ukuthi abantwana abakhule no mama no baba, they are different from abantu. They are like single parents. We are with single parent home where it's only mom, because they never say only baba. Yeah. So now it's you, dad and dad, raising these kids. So how do you deal with such things? And abantwana benu already, you mentioned ukuthi ubafundisile cousin now ukuthi you teach your kids. So now you, because I'm sure you do get like those remarks. How do you deal with those things? And then the kids, you never feel maybe it might depress the kids or what? And then now you find yourself about depressed or anxiety. Because me, I'm also a father, and the anxiety, it's young shy most of the time.
Absolutely. It's the anxiety and uncertainty good when your child moves to one space to another, from this school to this school, from this party to that party. How are they going to receive them? Because I will be coming to drop them off with my boyfriend or with my husband. And they'd always wonder, now, where's your mother? You know? Oh, why are you having two dads? Because our love is so visible that we when we drop the kids, they come and kiss daddy and papa, they kiss us, and they know. Even kids, educators at school, when if it's maybe parents meeting and so forth, they ask, where is your mother? Where's your father? And they say, no, I have papa and daddy. And we say, where's your mom? They start asking questions to kids. And sometimes I can imagine it becomes when we're not there, because if I'm there, I step in. Yes. But if I'm not there, they come and tell me, they come and cry, or this child said they were talking in their home and said, no, what is that? You understand? And I think we can be a better world if we start educating our kids when they are still young. When we inculcate the culture of education, because diversity will always be there. We need, we're doing a dialogue and I was saying that it starts from primary, or not even primary, from in nursery, early childhood development. Education should start there and educate kids about different types of family units that they will find themselves existing with in the world. Because once we leave it there, because us, it could be that it's ignorance, good, exactly what is happening already in the world, but you are not willing to coexist with other diversity that you find yourself. Remember, you are also being created by someone. It's not your choice that you land here, being a straight person or being a gay person. So it starts from the education, especially from the early, childhood stage where, it will make a difference. Yeah. So that's what we believe, that through education and also being honest, because anxiety comes when you are not honest. But when you are honest to your kids, then there would be no anxiety or no shame, because what you cannot be, have anxiety of something that you know. You cannot be disappointed or even go under depression because you already know. But once you start hiding, the problem is this hiding and coming out and coming in and being in a closet and being in a fridge and being in a, frozen. Yeah. And now that's where the problem is. But once now you live the reality and the truth, I think it's the most liberating thing ever.
Yeah, that's true. Recently what happened is that my son now is 24, and Abangan back, they saw us on social media, on Twitter. Actually, we were training on Twitter. And what happened is that now they started, actually, there was a call. They called him. When they called him, they were together and they were gossiping about him. And they were saying, hey, Lintwana Lena, we don't want to chill with him anymore because he's got gay dads. How can he chill with us? Meaning he's also gay, And he had that when they called. Actually, when they called, they thought that he wouldn't pick up, and they were busy talking on the background. And he had that. It was so hurtful for him. Yeah. And I remember, I was talking to him and I was like, son, you need to understand that this will happen. You know that we are married, you know that we've been with you and whatsoever, blah, blah, none. But what you need to know is that we love you. And what you also need to know is that friends come and go. You'll make new friends, but when you make new friends, make them understand, Uguti, this is my life and whatever. And if you want to go back to them, tell them, Uguti, but this is not, my life. This is a life, Yagababam, Abubabam. This is not me. If Nina, you choose Uguti Nfunu Klala Nami, or Nifunu Babangan Bam, ibabangani bami abaqiniso ningangijaji according to what life abazali bami bayiphilayo, you know. And one thing that I would also like to add is that we have a beautiful relationship with the mother of the kids. That is one thing again that, you know, affects most families, where now the mother is not part of this family unit, you know. Uba bita, you know, like most women, abe bita, abe njanjan, akhulume izinto ezisnacks ebantwaneni, but she's very supportive, and it's been, you know, a working relationship between, you know, Tina Sonke.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Like, that's beautiful. And then now, you, Gift.
Yes.
Gift, you, I believe there's an age different.
It's 10 years.
10 years.
Exactly 10
I
years.
know, I just wanted you guys to say it.
We are born on the same month, on the same day.
Yeah, I know. I follow your story, but I wanted you to say it because this is your story. I can't tell your story. You need to tell your story. Okay, I want to understand the highs and low risk, especially when it comes to age and affordability, current affairs. How do you guys deal with those things?
It's through communication. When I met Kelvin, already Kelvin besokumuntu omdala oachievile izinto. But you know, when we met and we communicated, we said, okay, I've got kids.
Yeah.
I've got my own things. However, now when we are going to get married, now let's start things together. Let's move from what I have built and then see build a family going forward. You know, there was this other thing of saying, okay, so since now Kelvin has kids, what about me?
Yeah.
Do I want kids? But I was like, you know what? I'm getting the love, and these kids are taking me as Bang Tata J Ngobababo. Why would I want kids? You know? And if Emiliam would come and say, but no, Kelvin has kids. What about you? You know, we're a family. Why should I, you know? And if Ben Funabantwana, yes, I was going to say to him, okay, Minanami, I think I need my own kids. But we built that family unit together. We communicated and say, we are building an empire together. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Between the two of us, we don't have a problem because we have set our standards and grounds. You know, we have a very solid ground. So I think in a relationship, once you start, building up on a solid foundation, because obviously you'd say I have a house and I have a car, and becoming honest, Guti. I've accumulated this because of this. I got my first property when I was 24. And how did I acquire that property? Because I wanted my kids to have their own home. So being honest to him and say, Guti, noma ngabe bathi siyangena emshadweni, you need to understand, Guti, this home was built for my kids. And when you come in to embrace further what we are having, not coming to take away. He's not a threat. He's coming to embrace the family unit that we've already started. So there's a lot of people, family, firstly, our relatives, when we say family, we're talking about relatives. Obviously, they would come and say, no, but don't you think this boy is coming for this? Friends would, now that you have acquired this and this and this, and where is it going to, But Tina, we are solid, so we can't be breakable by such, because we know where we're going. Any person can come through and, have their own views, but... Yes. Tina, as long as we are solid, we are
cool.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Now, tell me here. I'm coming to the marriage. You guys are married. Yes. And you had your traditional wedding that was on TV. Yes, you had your white weddings. Now I want to go to the legal part, especially in a traditional wedding.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of things happening in our country. What your thought we traditional marriage ye to Tina bantu boblilo bufanayo? I want to hear your thoughts, and then I'll pose the question after that.
I think ukuthi when it coming to a traditional wedding or marriage, it could be, we could call it, abanye bathi customary marriage. But Tina, this is just a celebration. if mangabe njoba singamaswati sigcoka isiswati esibize nizobungaza nathi and to celebrate our union, that is just a cherry on top because it's just a celebration. What is within that celebration is marriage. Ukuthi, where is this marriage? What is this marriage? And how do we take this marriage forward? Not the wedding, but the marriage. How do we then, a marriage supposed to have, like I'm saying, a foundation. Ukuthi, it's between the two of us. A marriage is a contract between two parties. It has nothing to do with love and it has nothing to do with sex. That is just a cherry on top of that comes within. A marriage is a commitment. When I say it's a contract, it's a commitment. Which when I meet my husband or my partner, where do we want to go? Where we want to shape up our union to? And then there's different elements. There's tradition, ukuthi there's family bazositshela ukuthi no ngabantu abamnyama kumele kuhlabe imbuzi kuyenziwe nabanye bathelwe ngenyongo and so forth. But like I'm going back to say a marriage is a contract between two people. And Tina, as guys are leaders. We are born as leaders, as male. We need to take a lead on educating our families. So that's what we did. We took a lead in educating good because they've never seen. To them, it's foreign. Ukuthi manje sizonishadisa kanjani? Ubani umakoti, ubani umkhwenyana, kumele ubani akhiphe ilobolo. When the thing of ilobola came up, it was nje beyihlangahlangene, it was a total confusion because we're saying ukuthi no, you need to understand that marriage is between two people. Yes, family need to embrace and bless, but at the end of the day, who's going to be in this marriage? It's me and him. So what to ask us first ukuthi sifuna ukwenzani, siplane ini, sifuna ukufoma umndeni onjani, umshado onjani. You understand? Some of us, we don't even believe in us sisters. Then why should we involve imbuzi neenkukhu nani neinyongo? I don't like that. I don't even believe in that. So when we do a traditional wedding, we are doing a celebration in a certain way. Not what we believe in izinto that comes with good time. Ngoba sebenza traditional wedding, kumele sibobone bathenga ikisti bathule. So I want to come back to indaba ukuthi we decide, man, baby, what do you think of ilobola?
Yeah, and I was coming there when I said I've got a question, but
Yes.
thank you for raising it.
What do you think of ilobola? Do you want to be lobolat? Or when he wanted to be
I wanted to be lobola, but let's give.
And I must say, okay, nami, mina the way indlela ngikuthanda ngayo, I don't even mind to pay $1 million for you. Because I want to be with you. So if that's what will make you to form a family or a unit with me, I am willing. Man is man. Izinto zasemhlabeni ziyakhandwa manje. Ziyahamba. We've seen people about only millions, but today they are bago I blew it. So I did not mind paying any amount, but when we said, because like I'm saying, marriage also involve family. We need to educate them what do we want and what do we wish our family and our unit would be like. So we sat down and said, okay, no, but mina uklobola ngiyathanda. Okay, mina nami kushuthi kumele ungilobola. What do you think? Ukuthi ukhalela hathi no, but nawe ngakulobola ngoba ngiyakuthanda. But okay, but let's come to the reality of the matter is that ukuthi we had to come to an agreement ukuthi masesihleli nabazali. Angithi umuntu ushadiswa abazali.
Yes.
Abazali bami, they did not agree with the lobola. Ukuthi I must go and lobola another man. I can't lobola another man. That's abazali bami. But me personally, I can pay $1 million for my husband. It's nothing. So, and then we moved to him. Ifamily yakhe, but uzomthatha kanjalo. Nathi sifuna something phela. Yabo, kumele ulobole. So when two families meet,
So interesting.
and then when two families meet, and then we had to dissect and say, These are male. Remember, this is foreign also to them. Abagaze bashadisa amadoda. So they need to come to a mutual agreement because we are both male. Ukuthi then how do we move forward and assist these people ukuthi baforme a union that will be recognized and be blessed by us. So if family yakhe really they were a bit, ukuthi haya ahambe kanjalo nje. But kithi bebathi haya akahambe as long as oyenza umndeni. Uyabona?
Okay, tell me, why you wanted to be lobola?
I wanted to be lobola because, number one, I wanted to change my surname. And when you change a surname, I wanted to respect a tradition. Yeah, if party Nkosi, then I need to do those things because I'm changing a surname. Even though, yes, I'm a Christian. And I don't
What's your surname?
Sibobani. Yes,
okay.
So I was changing my surname to Nkosi. So I felt, okay, since now I'm changing my surname, I need to be lobola so that...
Are you using a double barrel?
No, I'm using only one. Yeah, but that's how I love my husband. I just wanted to use the surname. But anyway, yes. So I wanted to follow those traditions. But aside in like umama, she's also Christian, and she was like, you know what? Nah, I don't do those things. So if when you are saying that you want to change the surname, I will allow it. It's fine. There's no need from our side. Then I went to Ifemili and I told them, okay, I love this man. I want to get married to this man and I want to change my surname. And then now if the family is saying that they can allow it, there's no need for me to do imisebenzi nokuthi nan. And then sahlala phansi and we had a mutual agreement to go, okay. Then after that, there's no lobola again. Because when you do lobola, then there needs to be that exchange, besides gift, but ugu maybe babahlabe imbuzi, then iye ngapha. But if bahlaba imbuzi ngapha kasibobani, then uzoya kanjani ngapha if I'm a Christians. Yeah,
so then there was a communication.
Yes, and an agreement to say, then no, let's not, rather do it. Because number two, they didn't understand. Okay, so if now we are going to do imisebenzi sihlabe soqala kuphi, and if senza izinto for nina, then izinto zenu ziqale imoshakala then yabona. So rather now manishata nishate ngesikrestu kasitswana batsho jwalo kasikrestu in a Christian
But
way.
however, we were given tasks because remember, ilobola is for me, I think it's an assurance to say ukuthi mawuthatha umuntu wesifazane umisa ngapha, it's an assurance ukuthi you are certainly sure ukuthi uyamthatha uzobelonga kuwena, uzobelonga umndenini wakho. So to us, we needed to assure them ukuthi we are serious about starting a family. So during our negotiations, okay, then we agreed in order for us, for you guys, because you guys want to start a family, you need to prove to us as both families, how do you unite us as now one, and so that we support you as a unit, as a family. So they said, okay, since there will be no lobola, we need to give you guys task and izowenza nobabili jointly together to see ukuthi ngempela nizimisele. So but okay, wafika ugogo ke wathi hayi mina ngifuna ukuthi ungenzele 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 ngenze la kwami. Let's say maybe it could be ukuthi renovating a kitchen which would be amounting to the same, or maybe a bathroom, or renovating, or paving, or whatever that we did as a unit. I don't obviously amalobola ngithawa bekwa. Nama I would say ukuthi mhlawumbe ukuthi ubani imali.
I will ask my husband to be. I don't think I want a lobola or whatever the case, but I would want a beautiful, expensive ring.
Yes, yeah. But as a sign of wanting to bridge two families, ukuthi zibe in one unit. And then nagiti basho the same. Okay. And nathi to show ukuthi we are serious. Sicela usithengele mhlambe ingubo. Just to show ukuthi you are really serious. So that is a sign. So that was the agreement between two families. Because remember, ilobola is just in monetary value, but the agreement should be between the two families. So that's how our agreement or our negotiation came to. Which, okay, we give you tasks, and then Calvin must do this for this family, and Gift must do this for his family. That's how we sealed our
And
union.
how was it when you were getting those tasks after you wanted a lobola and then it came unsuccessful?
Hey, namanje ngisabhadala.
Because that was like,
Hey.
your application.
Because I pay, like it's lobola is straightforward, but 15,000.
Hey.
Manje le I pay.
I paid lena
Kumele
kumele
uhlaluza
ulibe.
ngeplastic, kumele ujabulise umamazala.
Oh.
Plus umamazala wami she's late. She was
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I saw the relationship that you had with
yours
Mami
was a
Zalawa
beautiful
was
relationship,
beautiful.
yeah.
I remember, I think it was the last time she was in the car with you or on your show. Yes, yeah. So now let's come to the society now. Now we spoke about, remember we are family, we spoke about your family. Thank you so much, that was beautiful. Then I spoke about the age, that was beautiful. I spoke about the marriage. And why I was asking the marriage, we see what's going on out there. And we can't shy away from that.
That's true.
Because the moment we pretend as if we don't see, and then when we get platforms like this as gay men sitting, then we don't talk about it because we want to be loved by others and we don't want to be loved by others. There's a story I read on the newspaper, and that story really especially when it comes to the legal side, because which means our legally is just not doing things right, because you can't come and say yes, there was a divorce, and then before you said there was no marriage, and then now there's one saying okay, just pay the legal fees. It's where exactly is putting us, especially married people. I just want to hear your thoughts on that, because that's something that is nonsense.
I think I get the grip of what the marriage that you're trying to display, and it's just unfortunate, Uguti, as much as we are a progressive country, in terms of our Bill of Rights and so forth, but judiciary too. There's a disjuncture somewhere, because the bill can say this and then. Through a customary marriage of a heterosexual law, it has 1, 2, 3 points. You need to pay lobola, there must be a sign, there must be a celebration, and so forth. And then, and then so forth. I mean, there's a streams of things that obviously to comply as a customary married person. Versus a civil marriage. Civil marriage, obviously, you have to go to court and, stand there and sign and do your vows and so forth. And then obviously come up with the marriage certificate, vice versa this side. But it is said when it comes to us to say, Guti, there was a disjuncture of not connecting. I don't know if the parliament really, did it in intensive way, or to clarify the bill even further on same-sex marriages. How do we then take it forward? If it's two same-sex, then like us, there was no lobola. But whatever that we did, we regard that as an agreement. Angithi lobola, it's agreements between two families. Then how do we take this one forward? Because if they chooses not to lobola, then what? Because remember, culture evolves. Even the new generation can have that choice and say, as I'm a father, and I would not appreciate my daughter to be lobolat because I don't know what it means. I would want to give a blessing to them without receiving a form of exchange of money, because I would think that I'm selling my kid to someone. But if they truly love each other, why should there be monetary value that it's an exchange as if it's an object? I'm not saying it's wrong, but a different perspective in terms of out of how do we portray lobola. So it comes back to say, South Africa still have a long way to go in terms of creating a balance. Because yes, we are there, we are given rights, but then give a full description ukuthi how are the rights supposed to fit in within the law, within what, because I think now it's just on face value with no, they are given rights, they can marry. But then the integrities of going, in details on how to go forward.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I also agree with my husband, because a lot of people, nowadays, and especially within our community, some of them, they are together, they've been together for like 10 years or more than that, and they would maybe want to do the celebration in terms of get, married within the customary marriage, and it needs to protect them. The Constitution needs to allow that. I really do not like that situation where now, the other party was not recognized that they were married customary.
And when I gift, I thought it's my thoughts. This is my thoughts, and I'm talking to the law, especially on this situation. I think they didn't know how to handle this. As you've said, Guti, give us full right and understand, because it was gonna challenge them. That's my thoughts.
Absolutely.
And it was going to be a mess, and it was gonna go back to the Constitution. But this and this. And now, I think they need to do things right. But I just wanted to hear your thoughts, and we're not talking about anybody, we're just talking about things that you read and all those things. Okay, now, to youngsters, now we know more youngsters, I guess. Yeah. So you are married, happy. Those, we see, these kids, the things that they're doing now, I don't know whether they just want fame, or they just want money, or they just want a handbag. Like your advice to upcoming gays, the way they are doing things. So I just want to understand from the members of the community.
Firstly, we are. My husband is a deacon for Ark of Joy Christian Ministers, and as a spouse, obviously, I serve under his anointing. And what happens is that we get a lot of, members of our community, and especially the young ones, that come to church, and we get this question a lot of time where, Bati, what? Okay, I'm in a relationship, and I haven't come out a car, and I want to pursue this thing whatsoever further. And we would advise them, number one, you need to be independent. And then number two, when you get into a relationship with someone, you need to love yourself first. And you need to respect the relationship that you are going to go into. And when you introduce this partner to your family, me told you, so umuntu was sure ukuthi lo muntu lona ngizoba naye going forward or in a long term. So umuntu uzohamba disrespecta ifamily yakhe, ahlanganise lo Peter the next day ban. Yes, I always say ukuthi you are allowed ukuthi ma umuntu you must date.
Yeah.
And you can date multiple people, multiple partners. You are in that stage.
Yes.
However, when you date those people, you need to respect yourself. You need to respect the other person as well. And you need to respect the community that we are in. I go to Lento, I'm a gay on our last day. I'm a gay all the time. Bayashayana batini. It all boils down to you being a person, as a person, melus respect the constitution or the kind of relationship that you are in. That's why you see a lot of people now, umuntu uzohlangana nomuntu today, kusasa sebayashada. In 2 weeks' time, sebadivorcile. And then you ask yourself, and then how are the straight people going to, or straight people, how are they going to respect the constitution here to Yom Shato, Masiti Sachata? Or families, how are they going to respect us, Masiti, Sizane partner? This is my partner, Yamtana, Yamshata. But so time, my case, is 2 weeks.
Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, as a Christian and as a deacon of the church, I believe in the Bible, and there's a certain value elements that we draw strength from the Bible, where it says, Uguti, a man is a leader, is a provider. And also a woman is also, the neck or a support structure to the husband. So there are a lot of young people are obviously, some of them are inspired by us, they come to us. What the advice that we give them, as said Guti, a male and a male, as much as another one can be feminine or bazbiza top, nama bottom, nama vest, nama what, that does not matter.
Yeah.
The physical structure that you are born in, it says good to a male. And obviously, God has given you the values and the characteristics of a male. A male is a leader. So if I take Gift as a leader, he's a male, and I take Calvin as a male, and is also a leader. So these are two energies as a clash. Because on a strong personality, I have a strong personality. Who's submissive there? No one. If you take a lesbian, a bush, and maybe a femme, that would say in our language or in our lingo, they would say, no, but a bush supposed to submit, supposed to become a leader, and a femme supposed to be, submissive. And that's where the problem is, because they are both have characteristics of a woman. This one will obviously get tired one day of leading. And anida nayo umuntu ozoyenzani ozomsekela on the other part. So these are diverse and the different types of energy that we need to be aware of. And that's how we educate, especially in my church, ukuthi when two energies of the same kind come together, obviously there will be a clash somewhere. There will be a bang. So, and then so that I don't lose this train of thought. So what we then say, we say, because we understand ourselves with these energies, then we need to ensure that we bring this other element within us. Omunye mekelayo phaya, omunye melayehla. You must identify. Angithi ineni 22 zokuba madoda ukuthi nishade nani nani. So omunye mekela phaya, omunye melabela, so that we balance these energies. Omunye mekela phaya, ugift mekela phaya, mina kumele ngibe submissive, ngizehlise, so that we bring this element of balance. Even same tool. So that's where I think it goes wrong. As much as they would say, no, Calvin, he looks bushy and Ugift is feminine. But mele ngizehlise gift. Mangimbona ukuthi these energies has raised up, so that I accommodate ukuthi balance yethu inga.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
You wanted to add something? Wow, that was beautiful.
Profound.
Nizwile ukuthi kumele balance. You know, I'm learning every day. You know, when I'm doing this show, I'm learning. I think when I go lendla lena ngizobe sengivuthiwe. You know, you just mentioned yabona le balance ukuthi and singamadoda sonke. I always say that, you know, then like but omunye feminine omunye mang. You understand, but I think it's take someone to be someone need to be mature to understand this, and so yeah, that was beautiful. You know what? Because of time, because we only have 5 minutes left, I want you. This is a series. I'm doing a series. So one day you'll be with another panel talking, because yeah, I know you serve in the church. Yeah. One day you need to come. I had a lot of 2 pastors today. One day you need to come and be part of that panel. Now, and the same-sex relationship, but not today. So now, before we close, I want your closing remarks. You will start, then I do mine, and then I say goodbye.
Thank you. Love is beautiful. Marriage is the most holiest thing from God. We need to embrace marriage, and marriage is also a commitment. Without commitment, there's no marriage. It's not about love. It's not about sex, rather. but it's about commitment, and that commitment should be lifetime.
I just love you guys. You see, I can't even present. I'm like, no. Let me hear yours.
Yeah, you know, I always say, Uti, love is a gift that you give to yourself. And within our relationships, what we need to remember is that we need to respect each other. We need to communicate more than anything, because there is into elekayo. You know, my husband, Magahamba, I asked someone, he would communicate and tell me, Uti, I go to a reporter. But he would say, baby, I'm going gupi. And I know ukuthi umuntu wami unguphi. And that's what we lack, a communication and respect, you know. So if we can focus on that and continue, you know, building our relationships on that base or on that foundation, respect and communication will go far.
Mrs. Zwele, Bakazile, you just said love is the best gift you can give to yourself. And then you spoke about a communication. My husband.
Yes.
Magahamba. We are communicating notes, go to your report. On that note, thank you so much for your time. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. It's a wrap. Wow. I hope you enjoy your interview with me, because I was just like, can you see that?